That was not very informative, Vork.
Like I said, Commander, it might only give us a portion of the story. It is only capable of processing for a certain length of time, so it's selective on what it presents us.
I just looked into it. Roman v. Goth was prone to moments of extreme sadness, and only ever sent first drafts.
Can I try another?
Go ahead.
This one looks interesting. Are you ready, Omni?
Yes, Operator 4.
Okay, here comes the next one.
Oog looked out across the vast grassy plains he had known all his life. Peace had at last come to the valley, with the capitulation of the Rockmarker clan to his own, the Styxians. Oog looked outward and felt an emptiness. He was 22, well into middle age, and longed for something. He just did not know what. A sweet spring breeze blew the smell of sweat his way. Torga's sweat, the most attractive female of the cave.
Hi, Oog.
Said Torga.
Hi, Torga.
Said Oog, gazing on longingly. Torga noticed Oog's gaze and asked,
Everything okay, Oog?
Oog gazed on. Torga remained perplexed, as a feeling inside herself began to grow. It was a feeling of discomfort.
Well, nice talking to you, Oog.
Torga walked away, keeping a wide arc around Oog. When she was several feet away, Oog suddenly spoke up.
Torga.
Oog said. Torga turned nervously.
Yes, Oog.
You know, Torga, neither of us are getting any younger.
Interesting point. I'll be seeing you.
And I was just wondering,
Oh, no.
would you do me the honor of
The length of Oog's pause after that was all the confirmation Torga needed that she was definitely in a situation she did not want to be in, and she broke into a sprint.
Torga, wait, I was going to ask you.
Oog's voice trailed off into the distance as Torga hit the second mile, well before Oog had finished the first. To some extent, this was because she had gotten a head start on him. To another extent, it was because she had mutated legs, different from anyone else in the clans. They were stronger and better suited for higher speeds. His were the same as everyone else's.
Wait.
Torga had indeed run far, and as she looked around, she saw the rocks nearby her. They were marked.
Rock markers.
She backed away slowly. While the Styxians were the superior clan of the valley, there were several fairly loud whispers that might be only because the Rockmarkers had gotten tired at the definitive skirmish and decided to go home, and not, as the warriors had claimed, ran at the sight of their opponents desperately trying to keep the contents of their bowels secure. Torga backed away, but it was too late.
Who, you?
A gruff valley dialect interrogated from behind her. Torga whipped around and struck at the voice with her safety stick, to little effect. Torga froze in terror. The men of her clan flinched at the slightest flick, but she was facing a Rockmarker, world as she knew it, renowned for their weapons of choice, branches. Rockmarker warriors had to complete a rite of passage, whereby all warriors would gather around the initiate and whack them with branches repeatedly. Successful candidates would proceed to the cause. Unsuccessful ones would be dead. The warrior standing before Torga, Coog, was one of the successful ones, but there was more to Coog than his brutish physique. He was a poet, a man who appreciated beauty when he saw it, and he saw it in Torga.
You. Pretty.
At Coog's words, Torga felt a great rush of a feeling. It was a feeling of love. No man had ever spoken to her in such a way. No man had ever said she was pretty. Suddenly, upon being told of her attractiveness, all worry drifted away, and she looked into the black eyes of Coog.
What is your name?
She finally asked.
Coog,
said Coog.
Coog, I think I love you.
And at that moment, Coog felt a great rush of feeling. Torga noticed.
And I think, Coog, that you love me. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
In 9 months' time, Torga and Coog had a child, which greatly angered Oog, who led another war against the Rock-Bearers. It turned out the Rock-Bearers had just been tired, and the Styxians were quickly crushed. The years went by, and Torga bore more children, passing her mitochondria onto each one. Coog looked out across the vast grassy plains as his children ran about with the other children, always beating them at games of tag. He had come up with a new poem for his lovely mate to hear, and he recited it that night.
Children fast. Love them as much.
That was beautiful, Coog. I love them too.
Their years passed, and with them passed Torga. As her family placed her into the trees, her mate gave one last soliloquy for his deceased love.
Torga, good. Love her. A lot.
Tears rolled down even the most bludgeoned warrior's cheeks at those words, for never in their lifetime had they heard words so beautiful, so eloquently said. Coog kissed Torga's forehead one final time, and turned his back on the tree forever. A few buzzards descended quickly after the clan left, and took care of any painful memories remaining. Coog would live on to be an old man. At age 36, he was the wisest leader the clan had ever known, and for many of them, the only one they had ever known. He raised his many children in a strong home with strong morals and ethics. His words echoed through the generations.
Be good. Be strong. Love. No give up.
And with that wisdom they carried on. His children and grandchildren, and after his death his great-grandchildren and their great-grandchildren, and theirs, and soon, and the vast grassy plains grew crowded, and they moved on. No longer did they call themselves rock-markers or Styxians. Now they called themselves Homo sapiens, and they moved onward and outward, being good and strong, loving, and never giving up.
Is that all true, Wood?
Well, according to this website, parts of it are right. But I really couldn't tell you, Commander.
Maybe this isn't that useful work.
No, Commander, don't you see? There were emotions in there, and ideas and aspirations.
I really couldn't see that, to be honest.
Well, it wasn't the clearest example.
Commander, Fop and I came across something you might find interesting.
Coming. I'll be back, Vork. The machine is interesting, but try and find something worthwhile.
Yes, Commander. Let's see what we've got.